Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Masters video, and today let's talk about Lisia Altaria, I guess, dropping later tonight at Reset. So that should be fun, which by the way, I will be streaming the summons live. Hopefully we do not pull another Vulcaner in this one. Please. So, that should be fun, right? So, first off, this unit, right? It's very interesting. Like, I won't go over it like too much because I guess everyone probably knows by now how it works, right? Because I think I did a video yesterday going over it, and then like the day before yesterday also did a video on it as well, right? Not going over everything because the one before we didn't have all the details, but yesterday I did a video going over most of the details, right? Let's just talk more so today about the banner at large, right? We'll go over some details really quickly for those who don't know what it does. So basically it's a tech unit, dragon type, however it can also be a damage dealer. So basically the two roles it has, or general roles, there's obviously other smaller roles that it could fill. One is mainly as a AoE flincher, like tech unit that also has like defog, and we'll talk about defog in a bit. And the other role is as a striker. Obviously you could break those down into smaller roles, right? It could either be a dragon type striker or a fairy type striker, because it has both, right? It has both Moonblast and Dragon Pulse for dealing damage, and she just has amazing stats. When you don't mega her, right, these are relatively nice stats. Like 340 special attack for a tech unit is obviously a lot, right? But once you mega her, she gets like 407 special attack, so that's very, very, very good special attack for a tech unit, right? I mean, it's not just like they're really good special attack stat for a tech unit. It's a very, very good special attack stat period for like any unit. Like if you put this like in line with like strikers, right? Let's see, like this has to be like one of the better like offensive values for like your special strikers, right? Like, yeah, this is straight up this is straight up insanely high territory, right? So that's obviously very, very poggers. However, here's the sort of problems that I do have with it in terms of being a striker, and we'll talk about that in detail once we go over the kit. Basically, what I have is Twister. It's an AoE 20% chance to flinch, right? 2 gauge defog, which clears the entire field of terrain effects, and then clears all field effects from the opponent's field of play. So the shields, all that stuff, move gauge regen if they have that, all the field effects, take those away as well, and then lower the target's evasion by 1. And then as for some other stuff, the trainer move +3 defense, and then +1 special attack. I mean, her defense isn't the best, but it's definitely serviceable, right? With good HP, right? So you get +6 on that. So physically, you should be fine, right? Taking hits. And then again, +2 special attack there as well. And then you have Moonblast, which is a moderate chance of lowering the target special attack, which is very, very good. Obviously, 100% accuracy, good damage, all that stuff. And then your sync move, which turns you into Mega Altaria, obviously, and powers up. There's no field effects or whatever, terrain, weather, all that stuff. So as for the passive, Revenge Boost 9, every time you get hit, you guaranteed to get 1 move gauge back. So you could kind of, sort of, although it's not, because the opponent doesn't always attack you, right? Sometimes they could use status moves or stat moves, right? To, create, buff their stats, all that stuff. So it's not like they always attack you. But when they do attack you, basically it's like you get like a free gauge, right? You get a free gauge, which is really, really good. HP trade-off is it's a multiplier, right? The lower your HP is, the more it powers up moves. And then you got Pressure Cooker 1, which is pretty terrible. If you're in a pinch, there's a 20% chance to decrease your sync move countdown, and that's once per battle, and it's not guaranteed. It's only 30% chance for it to happen, which I find weird. Like, why don't you just like guaranteed make it drop once? It's not like it's like a big deal or whatever, right? Anyways. Once you Mega Altaria, your Twister turns into Dragon Pulse, so you have a dragon damage dealing move along with a fairy damage dealing move, right? So anyways, let's talk about the striker part first, because I think that's a bit more interesting. Here's the thing about the striker part. Obviously, 4 I think 7, right? Special attack is very, very good, and that is obviously true, right? However, like there are some issues, like for one, Moonblast and Dragon Pulse. Obviously, upsides are that 100% accurate, right? No drawbacks at all, and in fact, Moonblast has that additional positive, potentially lowering your opponent's special attack. However, it does mean their BP is just average, right? It's not anything high. It's not like Stone Edge, Hurricane, Leaf Storm, whatever, right? Levels of BP. Which again doesn't matter because she has a really, really high special attack. What does matter is that her modifiers are not good. Like these are high, right? You get 30% from here, 30% from here. It's 20% from here, and then also 25% from here, right? So you get a lot of multipliers. However, the thing is, all of these are pretty hard, right? These are all pretty hard to do. HP trade-off, obviously, I mean, this is not hard to do. You just get hit a lot, but it's dangerous, right? You don't want to be at that low HP range a lot, even though, again, she is relatively bulky. She could save herself for the most part. It's still slightly dangerous, right? Wide open, lure evasion is very, very hard to do. I don't think anything in the game lures evasion outside of Altaria, right? She could, like, give you -2 evasion every time you use Defog, right? So that's nice. But then, once you take the opponent out, then you don't have that lower evasion anymore, right? If you've used it already, it's not like it stays with you for the whole battle. Once that one opponent who got its evasion lowered is out, it's gone, right? And then Harry 3 is much better than the other two, in my opinion. It's just not as reliable because you do have to flinch the opponent, and if you're using Altaria Striker, you do need to bring like another flincher, which again, not the hardest thing to do, right? Ace or free to play, fantastic flincher. Stuff like Kukui, great. There's a lot of great flinchers, but it's still, it's not the easiest, right, to accomplish. As a tech unit, I do feel she performs much better. She, gives you defog, which can be very, very useful in certain situations, right? If you guys remember the full first battle, the one against Cynthia, Steven, and Lance, right, at the end. Metagross using that Sandstorm, pretty annoying, right? Another big example, Entei's Legendary Arena. That heat wave at the end, or not heat wave, the sun boosted heat waves, eruptions, all the stuff, also very annoying. If you take out shield effects, stuff like whatever kind of shield, physical shield, those are really good. Defog is a very, very good move. Obviously, you won't use it in everything because not all stages have those, but in stages that have those, this is obviously very powerful. Twister is very, very good because on top of the 20%, you also have that aggravation, right, which makes it 36% to flinch one unit, and obviously it's AoE, so it's like 70-something% to flinch at least one unit, which again, flinch is very, very powerful in this game. Here's the thing with this unit, right? Obviously, all that stuff, very, very good. Great Fairy Striker, great Dragon Striker, and great flincher, right? It's just some parts of it are hard to do than others. And, another reason why I don't like it, it's very, very good. But I don't think it's as good as, say, like Serena is, right? Thing with Serena is like 100% accuracy. You could boost that, obviously, right? 100% accuracy hypnosis that spreads to the whole opponent team, which is guaranteed. It's just better than your 70-something% chance of flinch because obviously higher chances, right? It's just straight up better. In some cases, maybe flinch would be better because depending on the opponent's resistances, right, to these statuses, right? And there really isn't a point running those two together. So if you do have Serena, I really don't think there's much point picking up Altaria unless you really just need like a fairy type striker. If you don't have one, right? If you missed out on Jigulara, if you don't have enough dupes for Clefairy, right? Since Clefairy could do some solid fairy damage, except you do kind of need dupes for her, right? So there's that. Anyways, but again, like, she's solid. I don't think anyone really needs her to do dragon type damage, right? There's just so many great free to play, dragon type damage deals in the game. Kingdra, right, being one. Iris also not bad, right? Rayquaza also actually decent, right? So yeah, and there's also other summonable ones, Lance, Cynthia, all that stuff, right? All obviously all very very powerful. So I don't really think you need Altaria for dragon type damage. So like if you want this unit, the big things would be, do you need an AOE, crowd control unit, right? Which again Altaria is, and do you need a unit that could deal solid fair type damage, which she also does as well, right? And the other thing that I want to mention is that in terms of if you're getting this unit or not, you also have to see what units you have and see, can you afford to run it like to as good as you can, right? Because can you make sure that it could flourish in a team, right? Do you have good enough, which I guess most people do have good enough flinchers, right? Because again, ace roll is free. Do you have enough units to sustain this, right? For Altaria, the HP trade-off stuff, also in her passive. It really, again, depends on your team, all that stuff. Again, this is a very, very good unit. Obviously, it's not necessary. You're like, in my opinion, no, unit is necessary, right? There's not a single summonable unit, a gacha unit, in my opinion, is necessary. If you play the game long enough, if you get all the stuff that you can in the game, every single stage is beatable with 3 units, right? It's just, again, depends on, how much more easy of a time do you want with this, right? If you don't want to struggle with certain stages, obviously there are some units that you could get that can make it in your life much easier. Is Altaria one of those? Definitely. However, I would put a few more words of caution here. If you do want to summon on her, look at what other banners we have, because at the end of the month we're having that like Steven Cynthia dual Pokefair banner, and if it's like 1.5 times on each, and if you don't have both of them at like 3 out of 5 yet, that is a very 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 good banner to summon on. That might be like outside of like the guaranteed select scout banners that like could guarantee get you like a Serena, which again that's only for paid gems, right? Outside of like that banner, that might be the best banner this game would like have had, right? It's just so good, right? For folks who don't have those units, right? That's a very very good banner. Musharna coming up is very very good as well. I can't really say if who's better between Musharna and Lisia. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Musharna's better, right? Bianca's a bit better. But again, Lucia's obviously has more weapons offensively than Musharna. But I think Musharna's probably the overall better unit. But then again, there's that as well. You also have to consider Nate. I'm kidding. No one needs to consider Nate. Don't summon on Nate. And also, one other thing to keep in mind, we are getting a 30 million download celebration as well this month. So maybe there's something there. Maybe we'll get something else there, right? So yeah, my advice right now would be to, like, even if you want Altaria, Lisia, right, just wait a bit. If there's any more info that comes out in regards to that celebration, we'll see. If there's no banner, then then if you want to go for Lisia, then go for it, right? But again, I would implore you to think about the other options, right? Again, that Steven Cynthia banner that's a banger, right? That's an absolute headliner for this month. It's an incredibly good banner. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, I guess, right? If you really like Lisia, again, usually I'm the biggest advocate for pull for your favorite character, right? A lot of the meta, this game isn't exactly that hard, right? Again, if you could complete everything in this game with free-to-play units if you put in the work and time and all that stuff, right? But however, if you are like a huge Lisia fan, Altaria fan, this is basically your best chance to get her, unless you have paid gems for like select scouts many months later if you want to wait, right? But yeah, anyways, that's me for this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. I will be again summoning on this live later when this comes out. So join in and watch me totally not get shafted again this time. So that should be fun. Slash maybe horrifying. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully not horrifying. I mean, we did good on Wallace's banner. And she's Wallace's niece, so maybe we could do good on her banner, maybe? Please? Anyways, we'll see.